Welcome back to another video on trading. Yeah, new week. Yesterday was a bit of a dull day because the American markets were closed. Today we saw them open and open with a bang. We went up to pretty much 53,000 on Bitcoin. Now we're back down to, well, pretty much where we were, slash a bit lower, kind of the same. I don't know. Throughout the whole weekend, we're in the middle, as you can see from this line. Another talky video where I just want to sort of say, if you're in positions right now and you're like me and you're stuck in them and you got into a position quite high at the time, you could say, quite high, and you've been stuck in that position for the best part of a week or more, what I can say is be very patient. This is a very slow game at times. It can be very profitable when things go your way, like up and over. And like you know, probably, with some experience now in this, or experience if you are experienced in this, I think the biggest sort of thing in this sort of game for leverage trading is to apply patience. And like, it's the most basic standard thing to say, but if you are in positions right now and say you, like me, you're on Solana. I did a couple of Ethereum trades as well. Went long on Ethereum, which turned out very, very nicely. We touched 3,000 today, and then Bitcoin dumped, and of course everything follows with that. Yeah, if you're anyone like me, and you got into Solana, you took an entry in Solana pretty high, all things considered, based on where we are right now down here, and you think to yourself, oh, is it going to keep going lower? I'm not worried yet. I'll start to worry once it dips under 100, sort of thing. You know, that sort of mentality you might have. But yeah, this situation we're in is it's so standard. I mean, the whole market is just very following suit with what Bitcoin does. We've been stuck in this range right now for how long? Let's have a look. When did we pump? So we pumped last Wednesday, so we've been in this range here for a week. So this is almost a week long. A week tomorrow, we've been in this range, which is fine, it's consolidating. But the inevitable is going to happen if you are following what the market is doing and what's happening with these institutions and ETFs. And large whales as well. There's a whale that's buying 100 Bitcoin a day, every single day. I think that's what it is. I think he's buying 100 Bitcoin a day every day. Loads of YouTubers are mentioning that guy who's doing that. Pretty sure it's 100 Bitcoin a day, or something like 100, around 100. Anyway, you're getting these large whales coming in, right? And then applying that, and then you're getting the institutional investment as well. Bear in mind that we've never been in this position so before a halving where we've come up so much. It's quite insane when you think about how much money these companies are putting into these ETFs to buy Bitcoin every day. It's only going to continue because BlackRock is still pushing out these advertisements as well, and it's a race to see how much they can get Bitcoin wise before the halving, because once the halving kicks in, then they're trying to get as much as possible before that, because they know that the supply is going to be diminished by half. That inflation rate will be cut in half for another 4 years, and they know that. That's why they're buying it now. That's why they wanted it approved ASAP as well, and that's also why they started trading the next day, because they know that they've got a certain amount of money they're flowing into this every day until that, and then after that, who knows what's going to happen, how much they're going to spend after that. If they spend half of what they're spending now or double, who knows? But just to keep up with the money flow. But with how much advertising they're doing and how people are aware of this ETF, and how much it's getting pushed into the mainstream, they're only going to be forced to buy more, and that's a nice problem to have for, you know, the people who are early, like you or I, or even investors coming in now that are coming into crypto, because every single day you can just guess there's probably like 100 new people per day coming into crypto, just like you did, just like I did, researching what is crypto and how to start and how to get ahead and how to do a transaction, how to set up a Binance account, set up a Kraken account, you know? How to do this, how to do that. People are on YouTube right now, the newbies. You're watching this because you're watching this trading video, but these newbies that are coming into this space, probably about 100 a day, maybe more, who knows? Probably 1,000 a day. New people, just giving off random numbers, right? But there's so many people coming in, and we don't think about that. And we don't know their balance, how much they're willing to spend, how much they do eventually spend, whether or not they follow through with it, or whether or not they don't spend a penny on it and then bugger off until 5 years' time and then it's everywhere. Point is that there's so many people that are now becoming more aware of crypto as a whole, where it's very hard to ignore, especially now that Bitcoin is over 50,000 again. That is a humongous number for just the psychological aspect of it. When someone says Bitcoin is over 50,000, that's a lot for anyone to, just that number. Even if you're not in crypto, one Bitcoin is $51,000. That holds a bit more power to it than it did, say, 4 months ago, right? Or 5 months ago, or even a month ago when it was in the 40s. You know, a couple of months ago it was still in the 30s. And it wasn't as powerful then, you could say, because it's now 50,000. But anyway, this is one of those videos where I talk about multiple things in one. But it all applies, it all coincides with what we're doing with this, which is, if you're following along, which is trading, then you might be down, you might be in a position where you can't get out. The only way to get out is to close your position, but then you'll be in the loss. You'll lose out. And it's not worth doing that unless you really need to. Of course, if you've got a stop loss on, then great. If you're willing to wait it out, especially if you've got low position size, low leverage, then you'll be fine. Especially if it's 5x or lower, there's nothing really at the moment to be concerned about on a long, because the markets are going, it's trending upwards, it's trending up and to the right. So if you're like me right now and you've been stuck in a position for the best part of a week, patience is all I can say. Have patience, the markets will go up. We've seen Ethereum do incredible over the last week, right? Look at this. That is such a nice pump. It touched 3,000 today. You know, 3 days ago it was 2,700, and 4 days ago 2,600. That's a massive increase, and it's very, very bullish. If you got into this opportunity, congrats, because that was a nice earner. If you got in leverage on that, I did that, got a little bit of profit on that. Of course, I say little bit because I put in a smaller amount because it's I didn't know where it was going, so I put in a smaller amount. Of course, looking back, it would have been nice if I put more in, but you can't predict these markets. You can never predict the top or the bottom. Well, unless you know that's going to, like a 3,000 is obviously going to get potentially rejected, right? And it did, because Bitcoin got rejected at 53,000. So they fell hand in hand together. And Solana is just taking a cool off, a breather, whatever you want to call it. But still incredibly bullish. I still believe Solana is bullish, and it's just Bitcoin is just dominating it at the moment, and Ethereum as well. Solana does have its moments. With this rally that Bitcoin had, it didn't move with it, which was a bit of a surprise. So be patient. Just this is one of those things where I think I mentioned it on one of the first videos or so, that you need to have patience when you go into this sort of stuff. And if you were in Solana, like I am, you know that it's going to come back up. And if you're in a healthy position size and a healthy leverage size, then you don't have anything to worry about. Just looking at the price, thinking, well, when are you going to go up? But eventually it will. And when it does go back up, it's such a good feeling when it gets into your range again, wherever you were, wherever you got in. It's a very nice feeling. And then you have to scratch your head and then figure out when is a good time to get out once you're in profit again, because you don't know how high it's going to go, and you don't think it's going to go very much higher because it's taken so long to get back to that position, right? So you can't really guess it, but you can, of course, take those profits and then come out of it, reevaluate things, let things cool off after that pump, and then potentially get back in again. That's probably what I might do. Give it like 12 hours to a day. You don't always need to be in a trade every single minute of every day. Let things cool off and then go back in, potentially. Depends what you want to do. Or ride it with Bitcoin, you know? I think out of every single crypto, of course, Bitcoin is going to be the most strongest, most reliable, quote unquote. Take that with a pinch of salt. To go up because of what's happening, because of this buying pressure with these ETFs and with normal investors that need to get in, you could say, before it gets too expensive. So there's that as well. But with me, I'm not buying Bitcoin. I'm just buying the alts because I personally, with my financial situation, that sort of price is just, it's a joke for me. It's not, for me personally, worth looking to buy Bitcoin right now. I would rather buy the Solana and the altcoins, the mid caps as well. You know, that's where it's going to be profitable for me personally. And because I wasn't DCAing Bitcoin going into this, I was always buying alts anyway. But that's because I've always had that mentality of Bitcoin being too high for, like I mentioned, my financial situation. It wouldn't do much for me. For example, if I was to buy, you know, $1,000 in Bitcoin and it went up to 75k, then I'd only have 1,500 once it reaches its all-time high, which is not great. Whereas, it's great, but it's not like it's not what I'm hoping for in crypto. Crypto is, I want more volatility. I want more extreme gains than that. That's why I'm going for these altcoins that are going to pump mega in the bull run. So it's obvious the market cap for Bitcoin extremely high. But I think you see the point with that. Altcoins generally go up, you know, 5, 10, 20x in the bull run, whereas Bitcoin right now, well, who knows? We don't know with Bitcoin. It could go up to 150k or more, which is only at 3x anyway. But you know what I mean. You know that altcoins go up, especially ones like PIF, Nasana, Atlas, Bonk, Jupiter. You know, these sorts of coins, these altcoins, I've sort of diversified in their different niche. So that's what I've done with that. And of course other fields as well, other blockchains. But there's just so much to consider with crypto. I mean, like when you see on CoinMarketCap, you see, oh, so and so's gone up 20% today, and then you think to yourself, oh, I should have bought yesterday, then I would have been 20% up. You know, you can't time it, you can't predict it, you can't time anything. I mean, look at this right now. All the ones I've got on my watch list are all down, right? Everything is down. But that's crypto. That's the nature of crypto. And when Bitcoin goes flying up again and then it cools down, that's when alts will start to pump. So you just have to be patient with that. Be patient with all of this, especially this leverage trading, because you can get the mentality of, oh, this is so just, I'm wasting my time, or I could have used that money to go into Ethereum instead, and I would have made way more money by now, right? But if you were to be in Ethereum and then, you know, Solana went up or Bitcoin went up 15% over the next 2 days, then you'd be kicking yourself with that as well. So you can't predict it. So you sort of have to go with what you believe is going to pump eventually, which I am doing, which I'm sure you are doing as well, and then just wait, and then it will come through. So yeah, a bit of a talky video again, of course. Let me know if these sorts of videos help, because I do like to just talk about things like this, because if you're doing leverage trading yourself, and you're probably in the same position as me, as I've gone over like 5-6 times already. This video is becoming so repetitive, I apologize. But I'm just thinking out loud when I go over things. And no, I'm not making this video to reassure myself. It's because to, you know, convince you, therefore I convince myself that it's going to be okay. No, it's not that. It's the fact that when you're stuck in a position for so long and then you just have doubts. I know some people have doubts in their position that they're in. It's just a waiting game. And that's why I'm making this, because I'm a bit bored and I've got nothing really to say. other than the position I'm in and talk about the markets that are going on. So well, I'll just go over it. Yeah, I mean this is normal. Look how long this went down for. About 5 days, whatever it was. Or was it Wednesday to Saturday? So 4 days. It's normal. And then we pumped a bit. We got a bullish breakthrough right here. And then today, it was still the weekend yesterday, mostly for America anyway, which counts a lot in crypto. It does, especially now with these ETFs. Oh boy. And then today, massive pump from Bitcoin to almost 53,000. Touched it probably on another pair. And then, yeah, we dumped back down to where we were. So I would say, don't let this sort of dumping fear you, like to get out of the market or to quickly close your position that if you got open on a leverage trade, because this is so normal. It's the beginning of the week, like market open hours, always so volatile, and then close of play as well. Closing of the market is always very volatile as well. It's day one after a long weekend overall, and you're bound to see all this volatility, and it's kind of predicted. I kind of thought to myself, this is going to be a very volatile day. You're going to see some movement up and down, and it actually happened. And I'm sure you probably thought the same, because it's kind of the same every week. That's where that sort of mindset comes from, doesn't it? So now we've sort of cooled off from that, and let's go on the hourly. Oop, that's 2 hours. 15-minute, actually. So yeah, we're sort of calmed down now for the last hour or two. And yeah, we're going from there. That's it. And then hopefully, we should see by the end of today, Bitcoin being over 52,000 again. And then slowly moving up. Because that is probably what's going to happen. More institutions are probably going to buy throughout the day. And we go from there, guys. It can be very frustrating and it can be very demoralizing and just why am I even bothering? But overall, it's crypto. It's so volatile. Yeah, that's the video. Just wanted to waffle as I do. So yeah, I hope that helps a bit. If it did, give it a thumbs up. If it didn't, give it a thumbs down. Alright, so moral of the story. Be patient. Be patient with this and it will swing back up to normal and then start to be bullish again. No doubt about it. Got full confidence in that. Alright, goodbye.